everybody. Thanks for checking me out. Got another review for you for Koto Power Girl Bishoujo. This one just came out on Wednesday, but they announced it it's probably a year ago, a long time ago. Been waiting a long time for this one. It turned out great. I'm digging this figure a lot. You got to look at it July, back with Comic-Con. And I don't remember if the base was done then, or if the whole figure was done. I think the figure itself was finished. I'm not sure if the base was. At any rate, it seemed like it was finished then, really. I'm not sure how much more they had to do. And I'm not really familiar with their production schedule and what it takes to release a figure, but I don't know if we need to know about a figure a year before it's released. I don't like waiting that long. I think I might be satisfied with finding out that they're making a figure within a few months of its release, month or two, something like that. That'd be cool. I mean, I don't know. I don't like waiting, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So this figure, man, I really like this one. This for me is like kind of an instant favorite for me, classic, an instant classic. Power Girl. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Power Girl. I never really got into much of any of the DC Earth 2 stuff. But I know two things about Power Girl. Can you guess what they are? Featured prominently here. She came out great. The sculpt, I think, is really what makes the difference here, because we got Gil sculpting this one, same one that did Harley, and they only recently started making that information kind of readily available, who exactly sculpts which figures. That it's on the bottom of the boxes now. And Gil did this one, and I like him a lot. He does a great job. Speaking of the box, let me grab that. Pretty standard issue box here. Hold on a second. Let's do this. They're all pretty much about the same nowadays. There's all the boxes. They don't really change them. They have like kind of a format, and her box sticks. Her box sticks to it pretty well. So there it is. There's Shunya's work. You can see the statue's pretty similar. I don't really see too many differences. There are some if you look for them, but in general, good job at recreating his work, Shunya's work. There still is kind of a quality, kind of a sweetness in the faces of Shunya's girls that hasn't really yet been captured in the Bishoujo. This one comes really close. It's not quite there, though. I don't know, there's just something to it. She seems a little cuter for some reason in the illustration than in the figure. The figure's good, though. It's not to say it's bad. It's actually, I think, one of the best. Her the paint. Let's move this up a little bit. The paint on her is done well. It's a little different than some of the things we've been seeing lately, like the transparent hair. She's just got the regular hair. When I say regular, I mean just painted flat. But the sculpt is good. She's got that seam that I'm always complaining about, but it's sculpted in such a way that it just blends in with the hair, and it's not obvious at all. So good job there. Excuse me. She's got glossy gloves. The gloves are glossier than everything else. Her bodysuit, whatever you call this, is also fairly glossy. But being that it's white, it doesn't, I don't think, really seem as glossy as the gloves do. The cape is just a flat red. It's a matte red, really. You can kind of see it there in the texture. And so is the belt. The belt is also matte. And then the gold is painted really nice. It's a very bright, shiny, metallic color. It looks like it's made out of metal or gold. So the paint's great there. Nice metallic paint on the belt buckle and her, I don't know what you call that. I'm sure that thing has a name that holds capes on with that rope. But I don't know what that is. They've done a really good job at painting shade in places, kind of darkening the color here in spots to accentuate the sculpt and the kind of the areas where, to make it kind of pop a little bit. You can see it around the knees there. I'm not sure. Usually when you see these videos, or even in pictures, it's not always obvious what exactly it's going to look like when you see it. I know that every time I get one of these figures and I look at it in person, it looks a lot better than I thought it would be. It's almost always an improvement, which is a good thing. I'm never let down. But I don't think the pictures or videos would do it justice. I got a quarter here just for scale, just so you can kind of get an idea. Size comparisons are one thing, but scale is another. So if you're wondering just how big she is, there's a quarter there. She's got her base here. The base is plastic. Would have been kind of cool if they used aluminum, but I can understand why they didn't. But this looks really good. For plastic, it's very shiny. It's got the steel diamond plate design. Power Girl logo. It's nice. A lot better than a black disc or a clear disc. Oops. Or a patch of dirt. So that's good. I'm glad that they did a little something different. It kind of also fits in with the, Man of Steel, Kryptonite, or Krypton, Man of Steel, Superman family thing. I can see that the motif, the theme they went with there. Her skin is airbrushed, very kind of subtly. They did a good job. Some of the figures on different girls have darker spots than I think there should be. But she came out nice. There's also detail, like in her suit, behind the cape, and in spots that don't even really need to be there because it's not really visible. So a lot of attention to detail when it comes to things like that. There's one thing that bothers me though, that seems like a flaw. It's right there in her hip. You can see where there's a notch carved out of her hip where a tab from the belt goes into. I don't know why that's necessary. I don't know, the belt's not going to move. It's on both sides, much less obvious here. But it is there. You can see it kind of how it goes in there into her hip. But a lot more obvious here on this side because there's just a groove in her leg. So that's not great, but you don't really see it at just kind of the regular angle. But I don't think I've seen that on another Bishoujo figure, something like that. Not that I can think of. You're usually a little more careful than that, so it's interesting that it's there. She's a little bustier than I anticipated, but that's Power Girl. That's exactly how she should be, so that's good. They've kind of done her justice there. I love the pose. Pose is very posy. She is posing, that is to say, but I like that. If she's going to be standing there, at least she could just, she strikes a pose. Unlike, Wonder Woman, for instance, who's just standing there, but not actually posing. She's just kind of standing there. And she looks good, but I like this better. And it kind of also fits in with Power Girl's attitude. I'm sure that's why it's like this, so good on them for that. Nice wide stance. I don't know, man. There's something about this figure. There's a feel to it that I can't quite put my finger on that I really like. There's kind of like an attitude or an energy or je ne sais quoi. So it's nice. Size-wise, she sizes up nicely, 1/7 scale. So there's I don't have the regular Supergirl, but you have to have Supergirl in the video with her, and they're size wise. I don't know. They're about the same. The whole thing about scale is that if you're gonna have a scale, that means that you can have characters different sizes in relation to each other. They haven't really seemed to tap into that yet. I mean, Harley looks like she's bigger than Power Girl, and I can't imagine that's the case if you were to look at these two. If there were actual people that actually existed, I imagine Harley as being more diminutive than Power Girl. But I could be wrong, you know. But either way, I know that I don't know, X-23, for instance, is very tiny, and she's about the same size as Mystique, who's not tiny. So when you do scale, you have an opportunity there to have people in different sizes in relation to each other, and they just kind of seem to have missed the boat on that one. Seems like they might be doing it with the Tekken figures, the Tekken Bishoujo, but that's a different story. Anyway, that's about it. That's her. I love the sculpt. I love the pose. I love the paint apps are all good. There's no flaws in the paint anywhere. On mine, there are no visible seams. The only kind of weird thing is that part on her hip with the belt. Other than that, everything's looking good. No complaints. Very happy with this figure. It came out better than I had hoped for. So I was surprised that it is as good as it is. I really can't imagine someone criticizing. Well, I guess I'll criticize. Not only can I imagine it all of a sudden, I just thought of something. Actually, this is something I noticed at Comic-Con. Is her shoulder. Her right shoulder is just weird looking. Yamashita's illustration isn't that muscular. It's a little more smooth and natural looking. But I think it's the fact it looks offset. It looks like the whole arm needs to come down just a hair, because I don't know, it just looks a little weird. Not a big deal though. I mean, that is nitpicking. No problems there. That's not a problem for me. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I've got pretty much every Bishoujo that is yet to be released. I'm pretty much going to be buying them all that I could think of. All the ones from here on out. And next one up, I think, is going to be Huntress. Huntress, which is on the box here, I didn't really show. She's on the box, the bottom there, coming soon. That's usually how it goes. It doesn't always work out that way, but I think she is actually going to be the one that's released next. That or Jaina Solo, which is another one I'm looking forward to. That's going to be really good. Either way, I'm getting all of them, so I'll be doing I'll be doing reviews for all of them too. So if you are interested, subscribe, like, do all that stuff. Show me a little love and comment. I like getting the comments on there. We can discuss Bishoujo stuff. So let me know what you think of Power Girl. Let me know if you got her and if she is better than your expectations, because she was for me. All right. Thanks for checking me out, and I'll see you next time.